Hello friends, welcome back to Data Center Guru, a knowledge platform on knowing A to Z of data center. I hope my last session on evolution of data center and different type of data center had been very fruitful and informative. Please keep on providing your feedbacks, encouragements, and comments. That really gives me energy to charge up and move ahead on this journey. As planned, today's session we are starting data center standards and guidelines. So, my personal experience has been in industry that there are a lot of people they know about standards or guidelines. At the same time, there is a lot of confusion also. I see a lack of clarity on different standards and guidelines, specifically on the data center perspective. So through this session, we are trying to explain you in terms of what is standards or guidelines and why we should use it. What are the sources of standards or guidelines? Who makes it? Secondly, what are the different kind of standards which is available for data center across the globe? Also, what are the best practices or guidelines which is available, and how industry people can leverage out of those available standards and best practices. So, next slide, I am talking about what is standard or guideline. So it is written very clearly. I did a couple of research and could able to stitch this definition of standards or guidelines. So a standard is a repeatable, harmonized, agreed, and documented way of doing something that contain technical specifications or other precise criteria contained to be used consistently as a rule, benchmark, or guideline. So, this is a process specification standardized or put together to achieve certain benchmark what you set and ensure that you achieve that benchmark through the standard process. How does it help? It helps because the probability of getting the desired results increases drastically high if you follow certain standards or guidelines, because those standards and guidelines are prepared based on the proven fact. Those things has already been proven on the results front. So you have what you have been able to receive. So on the standard, if somebody is following a standard, that means the probability of achieving your result or outcome enhances drastically. Apart from getting a quality benchmark, which you can be able to tell to your peers or out industry that my data center is meeting so and so standard. So which people, if you say that this particular, let us say, data center is certified for so and so standard, then people understands that what is the expected outcome of that standard, and they will not ask much questions about it. So because they know if they have followed it, you have achieved this outcome. And the individual or the organization or the government or the body who develop the standard, those are called standard developing organization, SDOs. So you must differentiate between standard and guidelines, because standard and guidelines are not the same. It's like apple and oranges. So you must differentiate, you must know what are the differences. The first is standard is a kind of rule which ask you to meet, and you must meet the requirements stated in the standard. So, in the language, in the standard document, if you see, you always find word like must be met or must not, shall not, etc. Standards can be complied or can be certified. All standards are not certifiable, but only standards can be certifiable. Guidelines are not certifiable or complied with. Guidelines are for you, which will give you a guide or roadmap to achieve or doing something. Similarly, the best practices. Coming back to guideline. So, guideline or the best practices are recommendations only. So, it tells you how to do the specific activity or how to achieve certain goal by doing certain specific activity. It always talks about how, not. However, standard always talks about what need to be met. Guideline of best practices always talks about how, how you should be able to achieve this. And as it is recommendation based, you may follow, you may not follow. So, in the document, you may find the word like should be, should not be, or can be, can't be. And these guidelines or best practices are not certifiable or not complied with. So, this clarity must be there with the people, and this is the standard difference between standard and guidelines. They are apple and oranges, they are different, they are not the same. Coming back to the sources of standards and guidelines. So, obviously, I said who develops the standard are called standard development organizations. And standards are developed by different bodies or organizations, which is reflected on the slide. Like government also develops standards or the rule which people has to comply with. International bodies also develop certain standards which we need to comply with, like fire safety code, building code, your banking rules or standards are there which we need to comply with. So there are standards which is also developed by the government agencies, and those standards are there for people to comply with. Not necessarily all these standards, even in the government, are certifiable, but these standards are available for the respective organizations or the individual to comply with. And there are enforcement agencies to see and ensure that you have followed the standard. And if you don't, so there are rules or sections specified in the rules, and you would be subjected to those sections. There's another group is interest groups. So let us say data center group or encasing is there. I can form up interest group and then develop certain standard or guidelines. So interest groups, set of interest groups are like your green building council or green grid, open compute, etc. So these are the body which is formed by the interest group, and they spend time and efforts and intellectuals to create such uh, guidelines, which is very helpful for organizations. In the government, I explained about the ISO, IRDA, ISI, BIS, that is Bureau of Indian Standards, building codes, etc. And I talked about what to comply with. There is another body or association, industry associations or body, they can also develop standards and typically those are TIA. ANSI TIA, they developed standard around telcos and also about data center. BICSI has developed standards. ITU, International Telecom Union, they have standards. ASHRAE, they have developed standard for cooling across the globe. Similarly, so there are private group or companies, they also develop standards. They can also be STOs. And for example, their Uptime Institute is a private company or organization who has developed standard called tier standard, which is a really de facto standard followed across the globe. Similarly, Hayes developed a Hayes command set standard, which is being followed. Similarly, Apple created a true font standard, which is being also followed religiously. So, in this slide, what I would like to bring you clarity that standard development is not only government job or association job or body job. The standard development can be done by any one of them. So a private organization can develop, interest groups can develop, industry association and body can develop, and also governments develops. So what are the currently available DC standards and guidelines? So I'm coming back to now data center specific. What are the standards available? So I have done quite a bit of study and I could able to find out that there are four data center standards available across the globe. There can be a local standard in on data center in specific country. I may miss out. Like I was hearing about some local standard in Thailand, which is data standard for Thailand itself. But there can be many more, but I'm talking about more global in nature, more popular, and people are following it. So I could able to consolidate into four. And the first is the TIA, and the standard name is TIA 942. It is typically a telco standard, which is more associated with structured cabling, and they have added the data center standard as a part of this. So 942, which is data center standard, and this standard they have set a benchmark, and the benchmark is measured as rated. So you can have a rated 1 data center, rated 2, rated 3, and similarly rated 4. This standard is specification based. So it truly tells you how to build and how to do a data center design. So it provides you the guide and the specification to achieve it. Earlier, it was not a certifiable standard. I did not find it on the TIA website, but now I could be able to see that on the TIA 942 website, there is a link which talks about certification of TIA 942 standard. So I would say this standard is now certifiable and it is certified by some authorized agents. So TIA has got process of enrolling authorized organizations or agencies who can be able to certify the data center as for TIA 942 standard. The second standard is developed by BICSI, and the standard specific to the data center is BICSI 02 2019 is the latest version which they have come out. This standard is more of a specification based standard. It's a very thorough details standard provided in this standard, and it is very comprehensive, which talks about your site due diligence to even complete commissioning process. So if you want to learn more about the data center and the building blocks and nuts and bolts level also, so this is one standard which will help you a lot. So there are some education accreditation also Bixi provides around these standards. But this standard doesn't has have the benchmark. I could not able to find any benchmark, and it is not certifiable. So, because for certification of data center, there are two things which is very very important. One is certification process. How do you certify a data center based on the specific standard? And second, who will certify? So, authorization or clarity or who certifies the data center is important. On Bixi, it's not there. So it is, I would say, it is one of the best guideline standard which will provide you nuts and bolts level knowledge from A to Z. I'd say A to Z of data center. This can give you a nuts and bolts level. Similarly, Senelec has developed a standard EN 50600. This is also a data center standard, and it is specific and specification based, and it is mostly used in European countries, European Union, and this is again act as a guideline, and it is specification based and not certifiable. So there is no benchmark which you can be able to certify. I did not find any certification process or authorization to certify. So that's why I concluded this EN 50600 is not certifiable. The last standard is Uptime Institute developed a standard called tier standard, which is also called a de facto standard, which is popular across the globe, because whoever knows data center, they always relate data center with the tier, and tier 1 2 3 4 is the benchmark. So you can go to the Uptime Institute and find more about what does it mean tier 1, what is tier 2, what is tier and tier 3 and tier 4. Because again, maybe in a different session, I would be able to explain on rated from what does it mean rated 1 to 4, and similarly what does it mean from rated 1 to tier 1 to 4. Another difference between the TIA 942 is, as I said, TIA standard is specification based, so it will provide you the guidelines how to achieve it. However, Uptime Institute standard, that is tier standard, it talks about only what you need to do. It doesn't talk about how you want to achieve that what. There is no specification on guidelines. So there is one advantage also, there is a disadvantage also. The advantage is you can be edge innovative as possible to find a different solution and still achieve your tier requirements and get your data center done. So it is very very, and disadvantage is it doesn't tell you how. So the people who doesn't understand the subject very well, they struggle a lot going through the process. Second, the certificate, this is also a certifiable standard, and certification process is outcome based. Outcome based means the process they run for the certification, they will ensure the reliability and performance of your data center by end of this once you are awarded the certificate, because it is a performance based checks and balances they do through the certification process. TIA has got more to do with kind of what I say checklist based. They don't check the performance of what is required during the certification process. As I said, TIA is certified by authorized agencies. Tier standards have, or Uptime has not authorized anybody across the globe to certify data center, and the certification is done only by Uptime Institute. So, to bring a clarity again to you in nutshell, if any data center is tier certified, then you must revalidate that the tier certification must have come from uptime. If it has not come uptime, that means the tier certification is not valid. This is not the correct one. Similarly, for TIA, there are, like I have seen on the website, EPI is an organization who can be able to certify TIA 942 standard. And if you refer those certifications, and if it is authorized by EPI or any TIA related accredited agencies, then it should be okay. So this is broadly about what are the standards which is available and the guidelines and how you would like to leverage it. So now it is up to you to decide whether you go for certification. So why you should go for certification, I explained, and these guidelines how you should be able to leverage more, and which standard to select for your data center certification if you plan to go for certification. So, my upcoming session on 4th of March 2021. So, in that session, I would like to talk about what are the different kind of skills or types of skills required in data center life cycle or different data center building blocks. So if you consider the entire data center to be one block, so what are the different types of skills required to build that block and integrate that block together effectively? So that I would be talking in my upcoming session on 4th March. So with this, we are at the end of the today's session, and I would like to thank all for your patience going through this entire session. And I am confident I am trying my hard to be as simple as possible and articulate the way that it is easier to be understood by a layman who is not in the data center industry. And obviously, I would request your feedback, your appreciations, your comment, because your comments and appreciation give me energy and to charge up and deliver more, and your feedback will help me improving this session uh, day by day. So with this, I would like to wish you all a great day, great evening, great morning. Sabba khair, bye bye, tata.